Welcome back, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today's thought of the day is, when are you going to pass the test? You know, right? What are you talking about, Flash? When are you going to pass the test? If you're anything like me, yeah, you kind of go through test after test after test before you finally realize what's happening. And I mean that in the sense of like, life happens to everybody. Everybody gets pushed through a test to see if you're ready for the next level that God is calling you to, right? And that simply means, right, you go through things in life because now the level that God is getting ready to promote you, there's things inside of you that you have to change. There's ways you have to, I guess you can say, come higher in life. One of the things for me is I used to get angry really, really fast, like get upset with certain things. And it's like the level that I'm getting ready to go to, whatever it is in these entrepreneur move, is like everything is not going to go the way that I want it to, but I have to still be in a place where I can be mature enough to handle rejection, mature enough to handle things not going the way that I thought that it would go, and just be mature enough to handle that and move forward, right? Not get upset, throw temper tantrums, and go off like, oh, they don't like my idea, they don't this and this. Not everything is about that, right? Everything is a lesson in life, and that lesson is to teach you something. And once you learn it, then you'll be able to go forward in life, right? For example, right, if you guys are anything like me, you go through a same situation and you're like, why am I always going through this? Why does it feel like every year, every summer, every fall, wherever it is, I'm going through the same exact thing? And that's because we're failing the test. That situation keeps arising because God is trying to teach us something and we keep failing, right? Think about it like school, right? If you don't pass your test, you don't go on to the next grade, right? So it's like, once you figure out what it is that you're going through constantly, and just paint the picture this way. For me, it felt like I was going in a circle every single year. Like every summer I was running into the same issue. And it was situations that would test my patience and test my trust, right? And I kept just putting myself out there, right? Anybody that knows me know I'm a good person and I try to help people any way that I can. But I feel like I always get the short end of the stick. And it's like, why time and time again, I try to do the right thing and ended up feeling like I just come short every single time. And that's because I'm failing the test, in the sense of like, yes, I can have a good heart, but I had to realize that not everybody is in a place where they can, I guess you can say, truly appreciate your good heart, right? Some people take advantage of it. Some people will see your kindness as a way to kind of get the things that they want out of life, whatever the situation is, whatever the case is, and they'll exploit your niceness, exploit your hard work, exploit everything that you present and bring to the table, and then you're left feeling like you've just been taken advantage of. But it's basically you not doing your due diligence and seeing that not everybody, although they might smile in your face, not everybody's truly in your corner. Yes, you can be nice to people, but you don't always have to let people in your space and in your capacity to where now your feelings are hurt, or you can put yourself at risk for getting into negative situations of any sort, right? So I guess this video is more so like, although I'm taking the challenge, this video is also for you guys, right? As we take this face walk together, is, right, learning our strengths and weaknesses and passing the test, right? Every situation that comes into your life is a lesson. And the moment you learn that lesson and what that situation is trying to teach you, you'll ultimately see now how you move forward, right? Right? The situation may be trying to teach you how to have forgiveness, right? The situation might teach you how to be a little bit more patient in life, right? Situation might teach you, okay, you need to work on your anger. You need to work on your jealousy. You need to work on controlling that fear of yours. You need to worry, just whatever it is, right? Take a minute to really process and go over the situation and just kind of see why it is that we continue to go through the same thing over and over again. And just don't ask the question, why is this happening to me? Flip it around. What is this trying to teach me? Right? What is this situation trying to teach me? And you'll see that once you learn what the situation is trying to teach you, then you can move forward. right? For me, one of the situations I've been through, it was teaching me forgiveness. Whenever people used to hurt me, it's kind of like I put them in this position where it's just like, okay, I'm going to harden my heart and I'm not going to allow no one else to do that to me, right? And that's not life. You can't live that way, right? Because then you'll start to live on the negative side. You'll start to close people out, right? And we're not meant to be alone in life. We're meant to be with people, interacting with people, right? So now what I do is, right, although I'm nice to everybody, although I love everyone, I very much know not everybody is here to do right by you. As crazy as that might sound, right? Take the 12 disciples, right? Look, one of them was with Jesus all day long, every day, and he turned on them, right? And that's what we're going to witness in our lifetime as well, right? Not everybody is for us, and that's okay. Although we might get hurt, right? We still need to be able to love and forgive people and stop holding on to hate, stop holding on to bitterness, right? Learn our lessons that the situation is trying to teach us so we can ultimately move forward. I saw this video that TD Jake did one time, and it was basically saying, right, God put everybody through a test, right? The moment he see that you're not complaining, the moment he see that now you've learned your lesson, you'll come out of that situation, and now he can trust you with more. Right? And for a lot of you guys, right, everybody want to be financially wealthy. Everybody wants to be financially independent and can do whatever that they want to do. But a lot of people are not responsible with money, right? So maybe God is waiting to see, how do you handle the little that you have, right? He's putting you in a test, right? He's giving you little. Are you going to complain, or are you going to maximize your resources, right? A lot of people say they want to be financially independent, but yet they rack up their credit card bills. They don't pay off their debt, right? They kind of get in a space where it's like, as soon as I get the money, I buy this, I buy my wants. And people don't realize they need to put money aside. They need to pay off debt. They need to start building, right, little by little, and stop wasting money on things that bringing them temporary satisfaction instead of thinking long term. Right? To get financial independence, you have to think long term. And a lot of people don't do that, right? So that's why they get stuck in a test, right? Everybody goes through a test, right? We just have to be in a position where we can ask the question, God, what are you trying to teach me? Right? And just really just sit in that moment and learn what he's trying to teach us. And once we pass the test that he puts us in, then we'll see how we get elevated to the next level, right? Is the more that we're responsible with what he's given us, right, the more that we work from the inside out, we'll see that we'll get elevated to the next level. When you're getting called to go to the next level in life, you have to clean up all areas, right? And that's why God puts us in situation, is to bring different things out of us that we didn't think we need to work on, right? So once we learn our lesson, we'll move forward to the next test, pass that next test, and you'll just see how you just go from what it says in the Bible, right? Go from glory to glory to glory, right? And that's what it's all about, right? We go through situations, though the weapon may form, it will not prosper. And that's what it's all about, right? Although you get put in a test, that test won't take you out. Learn your lesson, right? Move forward, continue to elevate, continue to change yourself from within, right? Learn from the mistakes that you made, learn from the situations that you're in, and you'll see that God continue to promote you, continue to elevate you, and trust you with more. And once he trusts you with more, man, now you become the example that everybody is looking to, right? So that's what I want to challenge you guys, as I'm challenging myself, is every situation you're in, learn the test that God is trying to teach you, right? Get the answers and just move forward. You're going to be good, right? Everybody go through situation, right? The quicker you learn, the quicker you get out of your situation. So if you continue to go in the same situation like me, just over and over again, it's because we're hard-headed, right? Sometimes it takes us a while to learn, right? But for those that want to get out of their situation, ask the question, what is it that I'm not seeing? What is it do I need to work on, right? I know sometimes we like to point fingers, right? But when we point fingers, there's a lot more fingers pointing back at us, right? So it always starts with us, right? Pass the test, change yourself from inside out, and you'll see how you'll continually get promoted, continue to get elevated in life, and you'll see how you become that beacon that everybody can look to and say, man, they changed and look how it worked out for them. Maybe that's the secret sauce, right? Change from within and everything else will follow. You're going to be okay. You're more capable than you think. You're loved, and you're called to do great things in this world. So pass the test so you can leave your mark on this world. God bless you.